Hello, my friends. It's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. On my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis, where I am journeying through my 40s, working oh so hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health. And today is December the 27th of 2024, and we are doing a financial health check-in. What I do is I come in every week and I budget out money. This week it is $2,015.49. And if I have anything left over, I normally roll it from week to week. This is actually my final week of December, so if there's anything left over, I'm going to roll it into a debt payoff category for extra debt payoff because I have a couple of interest-free cards that I need to get paid off in the next couple of months, so anything extra is going towards those. If you are new, welcome. I am so excited to have you join me. I hope that what I am doing here is useful to you, gives you some ideas of how you can set up your YNAB if YNAB is something that you are trying out, or gives you some ideas of a program that works really well for me and a lot of people if you're looking for a good program, and YNAB seems like something you might be interested in. If that is you, there is a link in my description box below that will get you 34 days for free. And then if you decide you like it at the end of that 34 days and you sign up, you'll get an additional 30 days for free, and they'll send me 30 days as well. So as I'm going through this, if this looks interesting to you and you want to try it out, that link is below. If you've already got your YNAB, you can maybe see how I have mine set up compared to how it came, like the templates came set up, because everything in here is customizable. You can do whatever you want with it. If you are returning, thank you so much. Y'all, it has been a couple of weeks, like a really tough couple of weeks. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen my news, but I will go over that in just a few minutes. So last week I didn't have a video, and I am so sorry that I missed another paycheck day, but I had the flu last week. I thought I had COVID. Turns out I had the flu. I was absolutely miserable, and I tried to work and my boss actually told me to go to bed on Thursday, and then she told me not to come in on Friday. And then Friday late morning, for those of you again who are returning, my dog Emmett, who had bone cancer, there was something happened on Friday morning when we were trying to take care of him, and we ended up having to take him in, and it was just his time. So Friday turned out to be a really horrible day. Sorry. So Emmett was just about 11 years old, and we did lose him on Friday, which we knew was coming, but still, man, it sucks. But been dealing with that. I had the flu. Nathan had nasal surgery, and then he got the flu, and then Emmett, and then I was dealing with all of that. And then on Monday, my bestie called me and said her daughter was not feeling well and had been admitted to the hospital. Thankfully, she is fine. She is home. She came home in time for Christmas. And then yesterday, last night, around like 4 o'clock out of the blue, even though I hadn't eaten anything, I have celiac. I had a really bad celiac flare up last night, which was just awful. And I ended up going to bed right after work. So it's just been a week. So it's Friday. We have money to budget. And if you are returning, if you are one of the many people who commented about Emmett, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your thoughts and your prayers and your words of well wishes. Randy, I'm so sorry that I didn't get a chance to tell you before you saw it on Instagram. Nathan asked me to message you, and I just couldn't. So anyway, that's how my week has been. 2024 has been a year of some really highs and some really low lows, but it's over. It's coming to an end next week. So we're going to budget out this final week of December, which for me, my budgets always go from a Friday, so today, through a Thursday. So my budget for this week will go through the 2nd of January. So even though this is my final week of December, it actually goes into January, and I will be budgeting out the first couple of sinking funds and the bills for the first and things like that. You will see that I have an overspent category that is the cost of last Friday of Emmett. And Nathan insists on covering all of that. So that's going to come out of my rent. So my rent is going to look super low this week, and I'll just use what I would have put in my rent to cover that overspending and pay that card off. Because the way Nathan and I do bills is we put everything into Splitwise, and then when he at the end of the month, it tells me how much I still owe him based on what he's paid and what I paid, and he pays the mortgage and I pay him. He's my landlord if you're new. We've lived together for almost 12 years, but it's his house and I rent a room from him. So without further ado, let's get myself shrunk up into this corner and get everything started, because it is 1:40. I'm on my lunch. Like I said, I was really sick last night, so I didn't get my budget closed out. So this morning when I woke up, I closed out my budget from last week, and then I didn't get it filmed because I'm working. So taking my lunch hour to film this. So welcome to Becky's final week of December, final week of 2024, and you will see that I have linked a bunch of accounts. I could not link my checking account. It errored out, locked me out. I have to call them, but I have linked a bunch of accounts, and y'all, I don't know that I like linking accounts. And it could just be that I'm not used to doing it, but especially PayPal has, every time I put something like on my PayPal card, it for some reason says it's in my PayPal app, even though it's not. And it keeps asking me to re-verify. Like I have to keep relinking these accounts, even though I just did it. Like, is that something, because this is brand new to me. I've had YNAB for years, but I have never linked accounts. But I am going to be doing a fresh start in January, so I wanted to have my accounts linked so everything would just transfer over. And I thought that it might help keep me accountable. This week was not a good, I did them this week. This was not a good test, so I'm going to let it go for a little bit longer and see how I'm doing. I know most people have their accounts linked. I just never have. But I do have my accounts linked. I did go through and reconcile everything this morning, make sure everything is correct, and we are going to get started. The way I do my budgets is I have some categories that I fill every single week. I have some categories that I only fill on paycheck days, and then I have some categories that I only fill once a month. So because this is not a paycheck week, but this is the beginning of the month, you will see me fill some categories that I won't fill on a regular basis. Dining out, I give myself $50 every single week. I obviously didn't spend very much money because I was very sick, so I didn't go anywhere. The only one thing I did is I actually ordered Uber Eats, which I never order Uber Eats, but they sent me 60% off, which was a huge deal. And I had the flu. It was Friday night. I was really sick. Nathan was really starting to get sick, and we were dealing with the whole Emmett thing. So I just ordered in some food, and it was only $25. But that's the only money that I spent this week on dining out. Otherwise, I either didn't eat because I was sick, or we ate what we had. Groceries, I again didn't spend very much money on groceries because it was Christmas and we did smoke our turkey and do our big Christmas dinner, but it was just the two of us and we had already purchased all of the food. So the only thing I just had to buy like some little odds and ends. I didn't spend very much on groceries. Most of what I spent was on my HSA because of all the flu meds and the flu test and all that stuff I had to do. But that's my HSA card. That's not part of my grocery budget. Ecclesial expenses. I give myself $80 a week for this, and I'm going to an in-person church, my mom's church this weekend. They're having a retreat. I'm going to budget the whole amount, but I don't know how much of this I will use. I'll probably not put in that full amount. And then you'll see in January, I am going to be upping this from $60 donation, $20 dining out to $80 donation, $20 dining out, because they increased the price of our room that we rent, and we're going to actually start looking for another place to rent. And so I don't know what that's going to cost. So I'm just going to start increasing my my giving for my ecclesial expenses in January. But for right now, I it's still going to be the 80, and I'll just leave that for now. Fun money, I give myself $15 every week. This is for whatever I want to spend it on. Gas, I give myself $25 every paycheck, so I did load the $25 for gas and my $25 for self-care last week. I just did it off camera. Pet expenses, this is where the cost of Emmett's final vet bill, and we did opt for a private cremation so we can get his his remains back, and all the whatever they send you with that. I don't have it yet, obviously it's only been a week, but that is $414.68 more than what I had left. So honestly, it wasn't as much as I was expecting it to be. So it was, I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it really wasn't as much as I thought it would be. So I'm kind of cover that instead of putting it into rent. Household, it is a new month. I am going to be giving myself $150 for household expenses. Oh, nope. I'm going to undo what I just did, which is there's an undo button. I'm going to put household into January. So I'm going to click on this box here. This is a monthly expense, so $150. YouTube expenses, I'm going to fill this to 20. These are for, how is it? I just want to fill it up to 20. These are for expenses related to this channel. So if I buy pens, if I buy stickers, if I buy anything, it will come out of this money, and I only put $20 a month in here. If it's, and I only fill it up to 20. If it's not, if I had 52 cents left, I'm not going to put 20. I'm going to put $19.48. This just gets a $20. Stuff I forgot to budget for. This is like my miscellaneous category. I put $40 a month in here. Those are my bills, my things that I need to fill for January because they're only once a month. And like I said, this budget goes into next month. And then I need to pay my bills, the bills that are due by the end of the month and then into the first. So for the end of the month, I have my water bill, which is 101.48 that comes out on Monday. And then my rent, which I pay, which I'm only going to owe him $83.13 once all of my bills are put in, and he we take off the price of what I am paying toward the care credit for Emmett's expenses. That I only owe him $83.13. I am going to snooze this target because I am not going to be putting any more money in here. I have a much higher, that is not my rent. I don't normally only pay $83. But he is insisting on paying for everything for Emmett. So that is what it is. And then I have one bill that is due on the 1st, which is my mom's car insurance. I do pay my mom's car insurance. Sorry, and that is due on the 1st. That is $116.75. Because I have a target set, I can just use this box here, this underfunded, and it will fill up to what I told it I needed. So if you are setting up your YNAB for the very first time, that is a very useful tool. I always recommend setting up targets. First, it helps you know exactly what you need for the month because you can just see how much you're underfunded for the whole month. And then also when you're budgeting, if you're not sharing it with everybody like I am and you're just coming in here, if I weren't doing this live with y'all, I would just check the boxes and hit the underfunded button. Because then I would just fill everything I needed and that's it. Inclusion pet oh, and I need to refill pet expenses. So I have been doing $150 a month because I had increased in price costs for my Emmett, he also had diabetes, so we had to buy syringes and insulin and special food, and he had to go to the doctor more often. But I still have Chad, my dog Chad, and then my cat Tyler. So I don't need $150. I am going to drop this down to $75 a month. It was $50 prior to Emmett's diagnoses, but I'm going to go to $75 and see if that covers me. And then hopefully I can roll some of this into my pet emergency fund, which is what I used to do before my pet expenses started being astronomical every month. And I do need to edit this target from 150 back down to 75 so that it knows I have filled it. It's not going to ask me for anything else. Okay, the only other things I am going to be doing is I am going to be doing an emergency fund. So I did reach my $1,000 for my emergency fund at the end of December, which was my goal. And now I'm going to be putting at least $50 a month. Once I've paid off my Amex and my Texel cards, I should be able to increase this, but for right now, it's just going to be $50 a month for the foreseeable future. That will give me a little over 2,000 by the end of the year, providing I don't need it. Hopefully I don't need it. So, emergency fund, it is not a week for baby Joe and baby Jet. These are my two great nephews who I saved their ages. Joe is 2 years old, so he gets $2 every single week. And Jet is 1 year old, so he gets $1 every single week. That works out to be $4 a paycheck for Joe and $2 a paycheck for Jet. But I did fill those last week off camera when I did my budget, and y'all just didn't see it. So that is that. And then we're going to be doing my sinking funds. So I know I said that all of my sinking funds should be able to fit on one going forward, but this year they don't because I still have this budget. So this will be the last time. I promise next time I do my sinking funds, they will all be on one screen. So what I have is my Mission Lane annual fee. This is for that credit card. It is $3.70 a month. See, and that gets me to $59, and this still thinks that I have not filled it. I don't know why. I don't know why this doesn't recognize it. It's the only Target that doesn't work for me, but it doesn't work. My mom's birthday dinner, I am putting $25 a month away for that. Amazon Prime, this is for my half of the annual subscription, $6.27. Walmart Plus is $9.23. I am planning to keep this now that my mom can, now that my mom's local Walmart delivers, so I can send her groceries, and also I get nice discount on my gas. Capital One is a credit card that has an annual fee that is $3.25 a month. And Planet Fitness is my gym membership, and that is $3.52 a month toward the annual fee. They do have a monthly fee, and then they have an annual fee that hits in August, I believe. The rest of these I will fill next week. For right now, I am going to go back up here. For car maintenance, I gave myself $25 a month for that. Clothes gets $25 a month. Vacation gets $50 a month. Passport renewal gets $1.77 a month. And that is everything. That leaves me $542.23 to how short is this? How much am I short? I need $48.32 more. I don't know why that's there. Okay, so that is $463 that I can pay off my care credit card. Mattress Firm already came out. Oh, this is December. I'm in December. Let me go back to December. Oh, look at that. Why is that negative? Okay, it's $463 is what I have to pay. And that's it. That's everything that I have right now. So that leaves me $493.91, and I am going to plan to put that toward my American Express. I am going to hang on to this just for a couple of days to make sure nothing else pops up that I forgot to budget for, but everything should be covered. Oh no, Best Buy. I need to put Best Buy. This comes out on the 1st. And Best Buy, I did just buy a new laptop. And this is no interest for 24 months. So I'm not worried about paying that card off until after I've paid off my other cards. My minimum payment is like $31. I'm going to pay $50 a month until everything else is paid off, and then we'll do it. But I do have it like set up to auto deduct $50 on the 1st. I almost forgot to put that in. So $443.91 is actually what I have left to pay toward my Amex in theory. I'm very excited that I have that money left, because the way I was spending in December, I honestly didn't know that if I was going to have anything left. And that's a little bit more than I thought I would have. Actually, that's about like $35-ish more than I was anticipating when I set up my December budget. So I'm super happy with that. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in Amex and just leave it sit here. And I will pay it toward the end of this budget cycle when I'm sure that I haven't forgotten anything else. And that's it. That's my final December budget. So I hope that this was enjoyable. Sorry for getting all Emotional. Oh no, that's not right, y'all. I need to do mom's utilities. So I have and holiday giving and gifts and giving. That's why I have so much more. I knew I wasn't going to have that much left. So normally I put $50 every month away for my mom's utilities. I am going to try to put $100 away for right now. Um, because I'm going to put it in December though. I mean in January, because they just filled it, but in the cold months, they might have to come a little bit more frequently, and that way I'll be prepared for it. And I had a little bit extra money right now. Mom's utilities, I'm going to put 100. Gifts and giving, I do $150 a month. And then holiday giving, because I overspent so much this year, I'm upping that to $100 a month. 93.91. See, this is why I don't make my extra debt payments until I am done. 93.91. Not what I wanted, but you know what? Honestly, better than I thought I would have with the way I was spending this month. So that's everything. And that's an increased mom's utilities and an increase in my household expenses because I always go over in household. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm buying. Like laundry detergent must have skyrocketed or something. But I always budget $100 and then I tend to spend over that. All right, $150 for that. Everything should be good. Now I think I'm done. I do have my January budget set up. I went and did that this week while I was home. So here's my new 2025 budget planner, my budget by paycheck book by the Budget Mom in the small size. I have this all set up, and I did get some stickers from Jennifer Bleacher from Life in Envelopes. Little preview. So I will be filming that this weekend. Hopefully that is my plan, and get that up for y'all before the beginning of January. It's just been not the best week, so I didn't get that done. All right, y'all. Again, thank you so much for all of your support, your kind comments. I love you and I appreciate you so, so much. I really do. And if you are new, I promise I'm normally more upbeat and I'm normally happier and I am normally really chatty. And I don't normally sound like this. I'm still dealing with the flu, like the ends of the flu. So I hope you come back and check out a happier video, a more normal type video from me. In the meantime, thanks again for being here. I hope you'll have a fantastic weekend and a wonderful and happy and safe new year. And I will see you all very soon. Bye, guys.